Hey champions, this is Arian Tyson out of St. Louis, Missouri, representing Slicktown to the fullest, and I'm just coming back at you to shoot a video. It has been a very interesting morning, but it's actually a warm morning by December standards here in St. Louis. The sun is shining, and without further ado, let me dive in. I put a post on Facebook yesterday in reference to an article that was released that talked about a subject that is very, very sensitive to me, and I, stated to those people that are watching this, that are Facebook friends with me, that I was going to do a response to the article, because quite frankly, I got really ticked off about the article. And so last night, I really found myself really getting upset, and so I had to meditate, because I want to be clear about the comments that I'm about to make. So let me preface them already. For those of you who have not seen the article is in reference to a young lady who goes by the name of Erica Campbell. Erica Campbell is actually one half of a gospel duo, a very successful gospel duo named Mary Mary. She and her sister are the members of the group, and they have been responsible for songs such as Shackles, such as Yesterday, such as The God in Me, Go Get It, and several others. And it was brought to my attention that Erica is about to release a solo album. And so she went to a photo shoot for her album cover. Album is going to be released in March. And so she wore an all-white dress that came down to her knees. Her entire upper body was covered. You couldn't see no skin whatsoever below her neck. So you could say roughly 80% of her body was covered. And it was a tight-fitting dress. And so normally if you see women that wear tight-fitting clothes, you really see what they look like from an aesthetic point of view, as far as their shape, their curvature, whatever. That's what you see. And so I'm unapologetic when I say it. She is curvy. And so apparently there was some people in the church community, so to speak. I won't say the Christian community, in the church community, they had a problem with her album cover. Mind you, she didn't wear it to church, and even if she wore it to church, I don't see what the problem was. She was covered. But there was a church person, and actually was a pastor, who had the temerity and the mitigated gall to say that her clothing, her choice of attire is quote unquote, it doesn't look holy enough. As someone who has been criticized on numerous occasions for clothes that he has worn to church, clothes that he has spoke in, I find the comment to be distasteful. I find it to be egregious. I find it to be asinine, but most importantly, I find it to be so disrespectful. And then what really grates me about the article was that after the statement was made, he wants to, the person wants to refute the statement by saying, I don't mean it in a way of attacking her or judging her or whatever the case may be. Here's my response to that part of the statement. You're a liar. You're lying. And anyone that thinks that you're not attacking her, anyone that thinks you're not attacking her is crazy. It's just that simple. You are putting more of a focal point on her clothing than you are on the content in her music. Okay? I can recall another gospel artist wearing something similar to what Miss Campbell wore. I didn't hear no backlash. I didn't hear all these rumblings and people in the church community coming out and being vocal about the fact that this is not holy enough. Matter of fact, Yolanda Adams, well-respected gospel artist, also wore something similar to that, and nothing was said. And so I take serious issue with it. Why? Because there have been times where I have spoke at church years ago where I actually had a church member come up to me after I spoke, and instead of commenting on the content and the message, they want to tell me, and I have never forgotten this. It made me sick to my stomach then. It still makes me sick to my stomach to this day, to this very day. And it really made me think about, when I saw this article, it made me really think about stuff that I've gone through since I've been in ministry. And so I had this individual come up to me and say that I was kind of turned off by what you were wearing, but then after I listened to the message, I'm glad that I heard it. And my thing is this: I know who I am, and clothes don't define who Arian Tyson is. Clothes have never defined who Arian Tyson is. And so, if you're the type of person that puts clothes above content, then quite frankly, I don't want no parts of you. Because at the same token, you're telling me that you are more important with style than you are substance. The reality is this, and I'm about to wrap this up. The reality is this: you have too many church folks, not Christians, church folks, who are set in their ways, who feel that if you don't look a certain way, then you won't get the respect that they feel you deserve. Well, here's my response to that as well. Who am I trying to please? I'm not trying to please you. I'm not trying to please those that think I need to be in a three-piece suit all the time. Whether I'm in a St. Louis Cardinal jersey, whether I'm in a St. Louis Ram jersey, or whether I'm in a t-shirt, or whether I'm in jeans and a button-up, or whether I am in a three-piece suit, because I have been known to rock three-piece suits. That does not take away from who I am. It doesn't. And if you're someone that's caught up with that, all I can really do from a spiritual perspective is pray for you and ask God to take away your ignorance. Because in the end, I know who I am. And I am not on a mission to please you. As long as the content and what I put out in the atmosphere is challenging, motivating, inspiring, most people shouldn't care 2 cents about what someone thinks of them in reference to their appearance, in reference to their clothing. And why don't you allow Christ to be the change, to prick their heart to change? It's not your responsibility to change people. You need to get it together. So, I understand that this was a different type of video, and that's what I intended it to be, because it's a very sensitive subject to me. So I'm going to wrap this up, and I trust that your weekend goes well. I trust that the rest of your day goes well. God bless you. I will talk to you soon. Peace and love.